Well, Delane, of course, was born in Jamaica and experienced some poverty there, and then to Africa, then to the Philippines, where she was very involved in many different aspects, including as a midwife. And then she goes to Haiti, which is, in Haiti you cannot hide the poverty, but at the same time you cannot hide the resilience and the courage of the people. And being from Jamaica, I thought this is going to be difficult, but no, despite of the language difference and the cultural difference, she poured her whole heart and soul, and it's wonderful to see her there with people that she cannot understand, but the languages of passion and love are very strong in her, so she communicates with that even to those who do not understand a word she's saying. They somehow have a connection, and she has a very deep connection to the country.
Growing up in Jamaica, I was raised by my aunt, Aunt Ivy, and she had 3 children, and I added to the family, the 4th child in the household. We were raised pretty poor. Being the youngest child in the household then, I would go to the backyard quite a bit to play. There normally are like pine bushes in the yard, in the backyard, and these pine bushes would collect water after a rainfall. And frogs, of course, would go and lay their eggs in there, and tadpoles were the result of that. So I would go and share either my cornflakes or my vitamins or rice grains or whatever I had with these tadpoles, and I would do this on a regular basis. I remember specifically one day doing this. I had a very, I can look back and say a monumental experience. It was almost like I had a vision. I saw myself as a medical agent, as a person of hope in this white coat, going to this very stark, dry place. And the kids there were sick, and they were poor, very, very poor people, much poorer than I had been. I felt very strongly that this experience that I had was going to be life-changing. I didn't know how, I didn't know when, but it was so it was such a strong deposit that I felt from this experience that I knew someday I would visit a place like this. After working in Belgrade for 2 years, I had seen so many people die, those who were infected with HIV. And I felt that I wanted to move from an arena of death to an arena of life. So I went to the Philippines. I did a course in midwifery and went to the Philippines and delivered 89 babies in 6 months. 10 of them are named after me, Delane. And the name Delane is literally significant to the protection of humanity. After working out in Belgrade and going to the Philippines, I went to Africa after that. I had seen a newspaper article about the AIDS orphans in Africa, that there were 10.5 million AIDS orphans in Africa. And so my pastor decided that we would take a trip. And through a series of events, we created an organization that would go back and help the orphans there. And so I took several teams, you know, year after year, medical teams, musical teams, and we would go back and feed the children, bring medical teams there to look after those in the bushes that were infected and affected with HIV. So after I got back from Africa, I realized that I had only basically just scratched the surface of what I was created for. In the search engine of my computer, I put in the word humanitarian, and Food for the Poor came up. And I sent in an application, and I came down to Food for the Poor just very strong in my faith that this is where I was going to work, because the organization was such a hope-giving organization that I felt it matched totally for that which I was called, that which I was birthed to do. Food for the Poor has been around for about 30 years, and over 25 of those years we have been working in Haiti. We started out with relief. Now we're focusing on relief and development. In Haiti, we're building homes, we're providing sanitation, we're providing clean water, we're providing food, we're building community centers, and these are vocational training centers that are used for basically everything. I love what I do. I love the opportunity that Food for the Poor has given to me to fulfill the purpose that I am created for. I would encourage people out there, I would encourage young people To find your purpose in life, recognize the reason for which you are created and pursue that, because there's no greater fulfillment. And not only that, I believe that it's creating footsteps for my own child to be able to fulfill her purpose in life as well.